Hello everyone, welcome to our second race here at the 1987 Slide Jawb Racing League Thunder Series. They are just getting started qualifying here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And while they are, let's go ahead and talk about last week real quick. We'll get Caden Atkins here in the broadcast booth. Just making sure that he is done qualifying before we drag him in. But he was our winner last week at Daytona. Really good race for those who missed it. J.W. Miller led a little over a third of the race. He got taken out though, unfortunately, and did not have that great of a finish by the end of it. Marquise Smith as well got taken out pretty early on. He was one of the front runners until getting tied up with, I believe, Frank DiMaggio. So we'll want to keep a look on Marquise Smith as well as Jason Gardner and Zach Probst. Both of those had pretty fast cars last week and unfortunately got caught up in some unfortunate wrecks. Real quick while we wait for Caden, let's go ahead and look at the track info. We are at Charlotte Motor Speedway today. It is a 1 mile track here in Concord. It's 78 degrees. Track temperature is 81. Hopefully those tires will get warmed up pretty quickly and everyone will be able to get some grip and take off here at Charlotte. Let's go ahead and bring Caden in. Hey Caden, it's Travis in the broadcast booth. How's it going? Caden, do you have a copy? Maybe he stepped away from his computer for a moment. We'll go ahead and leave him in the channel and see if he returns. And it looks like drivers are going to be all done qualifying now. We'll go ahead and go over the grid in just a minute. But before we do, let's go ahead and take a look at our current point standings. We are only one race in, obviously just Daytona, and Caden Atkins is currently our points leader with 180 points. Right behind him in second place is Eric Mickey with 175 points, and in third place we have a bit of a tie. Both Robert Land and Tanner Long are tied with 165 points apiece. Diego Ascensos is going to be in 5th with 155 points. Keith Calhoun in 7th with 146 points. Davey Hendricks is going to be in 8th place with 142 points. Bruce Pearson is going to be in 9th place with 139 points. And we have Curtis Granger rounding out your top 10 currently in points for the season with 138. I'll go ahead and leave this up and tick through them as we continue our broadcast. Pardon me. Real quickly, go over some facts about Charlotte Motor Speedway. It was the first speedway to become a modern speedway and host a night racing event, and that happened in 1992. And in 2011, it also set a Guinness World Record with the debut of the world's largest HD TV at a sporting venue spanning nearly 16,000 square feet. And you can see it right there if you take a look at the top left of your screen, get a quick glimpse of it. And still a couple more minutes until the drivers start to grid up. Still no response from Caden Atkins. Wanted to get his take on the race last week and how things were going, but he doesn't seem to be responding in Discord, unfortunately. take a look. I think there's still just a couple of people left. Yep. Rounding out our point standings there with 35th, 36th, and 37th positions. And we will go ahead and take a look at our grid. Pole position, look at that. Eric Mickey is going to be in first. Jason Gardner is in second. Marvin Turnmeyer Jr. is going to be in third place. Not a whole lot separating the three of them. Fourth place is going to be John Martin. Fifth place is Joey Moore-Quart. Sixth place, Marquise Smith. Sorry about that there, Marquise. Seventh is Corey Cook. Eighth is Zach Amon. Ninth is going to be Bill Dart. 10th will be J.W. Miller. 11th is Davey Hendricks. 12th will be Clayton Hinshaw. 13th is Tanner Long. 14th will be Jade Bell. 15th is Caden Atkins, our winner from last week. Kind of surprised to see him down low. We'll have to keep an eye on him and see what he manages to do. I believe it is a 250-mile long race, so there will be quite some time to see what you guys got, get a little bit of fuel strategy and tire strategy in there. Josh Kiwis is going to be in 16th place. Christopher Kiwis right behind him in 17th. Joseph Cruz is in 18th place. 19th place is going to be Bruce Pearson. 20th is Brandon Holycross. 21st is Julio Cesar Campagnani. Believe I got closer there, Julio. Let me know. Curtis Granger is going to be in 22nd place. Shane Minish is in 23rd. And we have a few people that did not qualify. They're in the driver's meeting. Technically, they haven't been given a position yet, but we can go back and check that out in just a few seconds once iRacing sorts that all out. Drivers are just finishing up with their driver meeting, and we're going to be getting ready to go underway here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Go ahead and pick up where we left off real quick with Dylan Parker in 24th position, Keith Calhoun in 25th position, Diego Asensos in 26th position, Christopher Dean is going to be in 27th position, Andy Moore in 28th position, Will Ricard in 29th position, Zach Probst in 30th position, and Robert Lukens will be at the very tail end here as the last car of the field in 31st position. Drivers are starting to grid up here. Let's go ahead and zoom in on Eric Mickey. Take a look at that nice bush paint scheme there. And everybody that's tuning in, thank you for joining us. We are here at round 2 of season 1 of the Slide Jawb Racing League 1987 Thunder Series. So we go ahead and take a look at our top 3 there. Mickey, Gardner, and Marvin Turnmeyer Jr. Go ahead and take a look at some of the rest of the field's paint schemes there. We have Christopher Kiwis in the 27 Milos car. Jason Gardner there, number 93. Got Josh Kiwis, number 88 in the Culver's machine. Ford Thunderbird. Corey Cook in the Retro Pepsi machine today. Julio Cesar Campagnani in the purple OCA Chevy Monte Carlo. And we are about to be green here on lap 1 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Let's go ahead and look back at our leader Eric Mickey as he gets ready to take us green. And the pace car is off. We're getting ready to go green here, lap 1 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Eric Mickey is your leader. And it looks like the 61 machine is getting into the back of the 29. Don't know what that's all about. Eric Mickey looks like he's dropped back into 3rd place. I'm showing Jason Gardner as your leader. Oh, nope. Showing John Martin as your leader now in the 07 machine. Looks like he's starting to take off a little bit there from Marquis Smith and Jason Gardner behind him. Looks like that number 10, Marquis Smith, is starting to close the gap there a little bit in that flashy paint scheme. What do you guys in chat think? Do you like the shiny black or not? I think it's pretty interesting, and I think it goes well with the gold. See what other battles are heating up here. Let's go ahead and take a look at Corey Cook in the 61. He managed to get around the 29 after giving them a couple nudges off of that start. J.W. Miller there in that Miller machine. Chevy Monte Carlo led the most laps last week at Daytona. Currently sits in 7th place at our Charlotte here. Currently 5th in our point standings. Don't know quite what happened there, but Jason Gardner is already in the pits. I don't believe that they have any fast repairs, so we would see some damage. Let's go ahead and take a look at Christopher Kiwis now. He's currently in 16th. And Marquis Smith managed to take the lead away from John Martin and is pulling away a little over 3/10 of a second separating the two of them, and a little over a second separating Smith from Mickey in 3rd place. We'll see how things shake out here. It looks like we've got a decent battle run for 11th position going. Let's go ahead and take a look at Jay Bell, the Chevy Monte Carlo, Bass Pro Shops. Sounded like a couple people getting into the wall. Lap 5, still green. Couldn't have been too much damage from the wall there. Nobody got caught up, fortunately. And Marquis Smith is still your leader and just pulling away from him. Over half a second now, separating Smith and Martin. Let's go ahead and look at Zach Probst here in the 94 McDonald's machine. Trying to make his way on the 86 machine of Christopher Dean for 22nd place. And Caden Atkins currently in 12th position, trying to catch up to Clayton Hinshaw on that 37 car. Caden again was our winner last week at Daytona. Let's go ahead and look at Joey Marquardt in that blue, I'm sorry, that's blue, not purple. Blue 29 Snap-on. Interesting paint scheme there. He's currently trying to battle Corey Cook for that top 5. 7 laps green so far here at Charlotte. As we go ahead and take a look at our leader again, Marquis Smith. currently almost an entire second now separating him and Martin. He is just flying. We will see what happens as we get a little more into this race. They only have 5 sets of tires in the pits. I haven't driven these 87 cars myself enough to know how the tire wear is going to be, but I do know that there's a lot of wheel turning involved and that they can get pretty loose. So it would not surprise me if the tires burn up really quick here at Charlotte. A lot of throttle time. And Mickey was our pole position. He's currently about a second and a half behind Smith here. So we go ahead and look at Caden Atkins. He was able to work his way up into 12th position, or 10th position from 12th position. And a nice little bit of pack racing going on here, fighting for that top 10. In the 18 car, we have Zach Amon, and right behind Caden Atkins is the 48 of Dylan Parker. Changed his paint scheme up a bit today. Did have some type of retro Slide Jawb branded scheme going on, but I don't see any of the Slide Jawb logos today. J.W. Miller, again one of your fastest at Daytona all day long last week, is currently sitting in 7th position. So we're going to go ahead and look at Smith again. Let's take a look at him. So Martin's gaining a little bit. Picked up about 0.2 of a second since we were last looking at these guys. We'll see what he can do if we continue to go green. Currently 11 laps under our belt here at Charlotte. We have a caution. Don't know what all that was about. Looks like Julio might have been caught up in it. See if we can't find who's going down pit road, if anybody, and see who was involved. Clayton Henshaw looks relatively clean. So does the blockbuster car of Curtis Granger. Andy Moore definitely got tied up in a little of something. We'll go ahead and rewind and see if he wasn't part of this wreck or if he maybe just touched the wall on his own at some point in the last 10 or so laps. He looks like he was all on his own. Let's go ahead and go live real quick. See if we can't see anybody in pit road with damage. It looks like we have a couple people heading down there. See if we can't spot anyone with damage and see what the cause of this caution was. Is that Dylan Parker with damage? Where is that 48 car? That does look like a bit of damage on Dylan Parker. Let's see if we can't really quickly rewind on him, see if he wasn't tied up in this caution-causing accident. Yep, looks like there was definitely something going on with Dylan Parker. Let's go ahead and slow-mo here, see what the cause of this caution was. with Parker battling the 14 of Jade Bell with Caden Atkins right behind him. And it looks like the 14 of Jade Bell just got into the wall, and going 160 some miles an hour in these cars. It's not much you can do when someone goes just checking up into the brakes into the wall like that. Dylan Parker got caught up a bit there. So did the 2-car Caden Atkins. Luckily, it doesn't look like either of them sustained too much damage. Actually, I take that back. 48 might be sitting in the pits for a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if he's got quite a bit of front end damage and the steering's no longer going straight. Let's go ahead and take it live again. Davey Hendricks is currently your leader coming out of pit lane. Caden Atkins actually, surprisingly, right behind him, even though he got caught up in that accident. Caden might not have taken tires. Zach Amon currently in third, Eric Mickey fourth. John Martin's currently in fifth. And we still have lights on the pace car. So I finally got a message from Caden. For some reason, he's having some technical difficulties. He wasn't ignoring us earlier. I was going to try to drag somebody else down here, but I got a little sidetracked reading his message. So next caution, we'll go ahead and talk to our leaders if they are available. I imagine lights are going out on the pace car this time by. Fifth position, John Martin, the 07 machine. Marvin Turnmeyer Jr. is currently in sixth position after starting third. Eric Mickey was our pole qualifier. He is currently sitting fourth. I believe on fresh tires. Thought I saw him pull down pit road. Jason Gardner is finally out. He's proud of his orange painted interior of his car. Show it off a bit for him real quick. Zach Probst pulling out pit road. He's currently sitting in 24th position. Don't know if he got some work done or what, but he will probably be taking it nice and slow after getting wrecked out last week. Hope to get a better finish than he did at Daytona. Everybody that's currently joining us, thank you. We are currently watching round 2 of the first season of the 1987 Slide Jawb Racing League 1987 Thunder Series. Davey Hendricks is about to be taking us green for lap 16 of 166 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Lights are still actually on the pace car. I thought they would have been off by now, so we've still got at least one more lap to go. Don't know if we got a delayed green or what that was all about. Or maybe I'm just getting so used to these quick. I thought he was going. He's just trying to see if he can't get anybody sleeping. I'm so used to these quick cautions here at Talladega and Daytona that I'm gonna have to get used to what they're usually like. Lights are finally off on the pace car. We have one to green. Davey Hendricks, Caden Atkins, Zach Amon are going to be your 1, 2, 3. Eric Mickey, John Martin, Marvin Turnmeyer Jr. right behind them. Marquis Smith's currently in 7th position. We watched him lead the entire race, actually, and pull away from everybody by over a second prior to the caution. So we'll see how long it takes him to work his way back up. Josh Kiwis in the 88 Culver's machine. He is currently sitting in 13th position, 31st overall in our point standings. Let's go ahead and bring us back to Davey Hendricks as we're about to go green. And see what Caden Atkins has in store. He's got a little bit of damage there on that Ford Thunderbird. We'll see if that has any effect here at this mile-long track. And everybody, if you're enjoying the broadcast, please feel free to give me a follow. It would be much appreciated. Pace cars. Looks like we have lights on the pace car again. I don't know what exactly is going on. Let's go ahead and grab a different camera view just to be sure. Looks like they just went off again. But we are going to be having one more lap, unfortunately. We'll be going green here on lap 19 of 166. Take a look at Bill Dart's Xerox machine. Xerox machine, my apologies. And the number 7 for Thunderbird. As we go back to looking at Davey Hendricks. He's currently 8th in points overall. The top 10 finish is definitely going to be something that he is aiming for to keep himself in that top 10 in point standings. Maybe even jump up a couple spots. Pace car should be heading off here. Unless we end up with another delayed green. Let's go ahead and join Davey Hendricks in the cockpit really quick for this restart. Making sure he's in the right gear. Pace car is off. We're about to be green here on lap 19. Green, green, green. Caden Atkins trying to catch up to that 38. Eric Mickey was our pole qualifier, not far behind the two of them. Marquis Smith already moved up from 7th to 6th position. Didn't take long, not even in the first corner yet. Davey Hendricks seeing what he can do to keep the two of Caden Atkins behind him. Number 2 had a little bit of a run on there going into the corner. Just taking a peek on the inside. Looked like Hayden had a bit of a run. Wasn't quite quick enough though. The two of them are definitely pulling away. Marquis Smith is going to have something to say about that not too long from now though. Already working his way up to the 4th position. And it looks like we have another caution. Let's go ahead and see who was the cause of that. Don't see anything. He already had some damage. Think it might have been Andy Moore there in the 45. Let's go ahead and rewind a bit. Yep, something just happened there. Actually, the 48 was involved again, of Dylan Parker. Let's go ahead and grab a different view real quick. Some slow-mo. Take a look at what happened there. We have the 48, we have the 93 of Jason Gardner, the 14 of Jade Bell. Looks like Jason slid up a little bit. He didn't touch anybody though. Coming out of turn 2. Coming into turn 3. We have Parker on the inside of the 45, Andy Moore. And it looks like Jason Gardner came in, wanted to take it 3 wide actually, and caught Jade Bell as well as the 45 of Andy Moore. And that's exactly what happened. Looks like Andy Moore got the, or not Andy Moore, the 14 of Jade Bell got the worst of that. Hopefully nobody collects Gardner here. And they don't. Not that big of a caution. No harm, no foul really. Gardner's just got to be a little bit better about holding that inside line and not coming up. Let's go ahead and look at Davey Hendricks. We still have lights out or lights on the pace car. See if he is available for an interview real quick. Does not look like Davey Hendricks is with us. We do currently have Caden Atkins in second place, Eric Mickey in third. Caden was having some technical issues, and I do not see Eric Mickey around either. So let's go ahead and talk to Marquis Smith. Let's see if he has a copy real quick. Does not look like I can move him for some reason. Apparently it's just not our day for interviews with the drivers. Marquis Smith currently in fourth place. 25 laps down here at Charlotte. Would not be surprised to see the 10 machine of Marquis Smith in first here shortly. Behind him we have Zach Amon in 5th, John Martin 6th, Shane Minish in 7th, Marvin Turnmeyer Jr. in 8th, Christopher Dean in 9th, and we still have lights on the pace car. We will see if we are one to go here in just a minute. Still have lights on the pace car. At least 2 more laps to go to green. See if we can't figure out why I can't drag Marquis down here in the meantime. Hey Marquis, it's Travis in the broadcast. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. Seems like you got one of the fastest cars out there. How's it feeling for you today?
The setup's pretty tight. You gotta kind of manage your tires, definitely back it up, get it to rotate, things like that. But, it feels all right.
Good to hear. I believe this is the first race you guys were told that you're going to have tire set limits. Do you think that's going to come into play at all here at Charlotte?
Definitely. The way that the setup is and the way that the track gets super tight as the sun goes down, people might start really eating up that right front later in a run at night. So we'll see what happens.
Gotcha. Last week at Daytona, what happened to you? I don't know if we quite caught it, but you definitely retired early. What happened there?
Yeah, I finally took the lead, and I was just in the outside lane trying to kind of ride and maintain pace, and the car just decided it was going to get loose out of nowhere, and then I didn't have enough room to save it. I hooked on someone else's front bumper and got drilled into the inside wall and pretty much killed the car, so...
Gotcha. Well, here's to hoping you can keep it clean the rest of the race. I believe you guys are going to be one to go here, so I'll go ahead and drag you back up to your channel. Best of luck to you, Marquis.
Yeah, thank you.
And that was Marquis Smith in the 10 Chevrolet Monte Carlo, currently in 4th position again. Lights have gone off on the pace car, so we are going to be one to go. Joey Marquardt there, number 29 machine, currently in 10th position. Jason Gardner, even after that accident, maintaining 20th position. J.W. Miller right behind him. Zach Probst behind them both as well in 22nd. Let's go ahead and zone back in on our leader, 38 Chevy of Davey Hendricks, as we get ready to go green here on lap 25, about to be 26, at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And pace car is off. As Davey hammers it, green, green, green. Lap 25 here. Lap 26 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Caden Atkins about 0.2 of a second behind Hendricks. Mickey and Smith fighting for third position, both of which are a little over a second off now. Caden Atkins trying to make a move on the inside. Let's go ahead and zoom in on this battle real quick here as 38 gets a little loose. Thought he was going to lose that rear end. Can definitely see how the cars are tight. And Davey Hendricks currently your lap stud leader now with 14. Atkins and Smith trying to see what they have to say about it. Smith definitely closing that gap on the leaders a little bit. Seems to be taking off a little over 1/10 of a second each lap that goes by. Atkins trying to catch up and pass the 38 machine. Seems like he'll get a good run for a moment and then isn't quite able to keep up with it. But only 1/10 of a second or so separating the two of them. Let's go ahead and look at Shane Minish in the 13 camel car. Krispy Kreme slash camel car. Currently in 7th position, 29th in our overall point standings. Hendricks is still your leader, but Atkins is right behind him now. Less than 1/10 of a second separating the two of them. Hendricks doing everything he can to keep Atkins behind him. Pontiac versus Ford versus Chevy right behind them in the form of Smith. Atkins is right behind him. He's probably going to take a peek on the inside here. I would not be surprised. Hendricks doing what he can to fight him off. Hendricks gaining a little bit now on Atkins. As well as Smith. Let's go ahead and look at Zach Ahmed now in the 5th position. Seeing what he has to say about Eric Mickey staying in 3rd. Sounded like someone might have gotten to the wall a little bit. Brendan Holycross here. 3 machine Chevy Monte Carlo. Is currently in 10th place. Christopher Kiwis, 27 Chevy. Currently 13th, started 17th. 25th currently in our point standings. Hendricks seems to have a run on both Atkins and Smith at the moment. So we go ahead and look at that Kyle Busch jumpsuit. You can see Atkins right behind him there. I wonder if that damage is affecting the 2 machines' speed at all. Not an insane straightaway here at Charlotte by any means, but definitely pick up some speed, and that decreased aerodynamics could be causing Atkins a little bit of headache. Hey, how's it going there, Catfish? .33 laps down here at Charlotte. Atkins trying to make a move on the 2 machine of Hendricks. Smith still a little over a second behind. He's probably trying to manage his tires, as we just heard him talk about. Yeah, that was definitely an unfortunate set of events there for you. Not having a fast repair always can lead for a bad taste in your mouth when someone else makes a mistake and you're the one having to sit out and pay for it. Hopefully you can do better next week, though. Atkins getting a little bit of a run there now on Hendricks. Marquis Smith still hanging about a second behind them. It's probably letting the two of these guys battle it out, wear their tires down, hoping for a nice green flag run. Believe we got about 17 laps in, our longest so far. Just go ahead and look at Joey Marquardt now. The snap-on, 29. Currently a little over 4 seconds, almost 5 whole seconds from the leader. Saw some smoke, thought that Joey was checking up, but might have been a blinker somewhere. Still green, no caution. Go ahead and look at Corey Cook. Got a little bit of a battle heating up now for 10th position. This is Brandon Holycross in that 3 Bash Pro Shops tries to overtake the Pepsi Challenger machine of Shane Minish. Going on the inside, definitely has a run on him. See if he can hold it going into this next corner. It appears holding on to that inside line's a little difficult. Hopefully he doesn't run up into Shane Minish. And we can see that Bass Pro Shops car right there on the inside at his door. Didn't quite get the run out of turn 4 that he would have wanted, as Shane Minish is still, or Corey Cook rather, I'm sorry, is in 10th place. As we go ahead and look at Davey Hendricks again. A little over half a second now separating him and Atkins. Don't know what we missed, but it might have been Atkins getting up into the wall. I thought I heard that right as we stopped focusing on them just a moment ago. 39 laps in the books now, just about here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Bringing us about 25% of the way done. And Hendricks is your leader, and has been for about a fifth of the race now. Let's go ahead and join Marquis Smith in the cockpit, seeing if he can't catch up to the 2-car of Caden Atkins. And it looks like we have a laps down car now in front of Davey Hendricks. Dealing with lap down traffic is always fun. We'll go ahead and stay with Marquis Smith here for a moment and see what Davey Hendricks does about that. It looks like that lap down car is definitely costing Atkins a little bit of speed. And it looks like Caden Atkins just went in the pit lane. I don't believe he went in the pit during that first caution when most of the field did to get tires. So I believe he had about 40 laps on his tires, a good 30 of or so which were green. So they were definitely getting a little bald there. Only a tenth of a second or so now separating Smith from Mickey. And Hendricks is going to dive down into the pits as well, which is going to leave Marquis Smith as your leader, who I believe has tires as of that first caution around lap 19, as we see what he can do about Jason Gardner and Zach Amon, these lap down cars, while also keeping Eric Mickey, who is right on his tail, in his rear view mirror. Let's go ahead and see what Marquis Smith has to contend with, as we are now under caution. Caution is out. Let's go ahead and give everything a pause and see if we cannot find where that caution is at. Not entirely sure what happened there. Let's go ahead and bring it live and see if anybody ducks down in the pit road. Marquis Smith's currently in first place. Eric Mickey was right behind him in second. Was going to be a good battle heating up there, but we're going to have to decide to see what they do here with this caution if they decide to get tires or not. Joey Marquardt and John Martin in 4th and 3rd place respectively. Just jumped around a bit there on my screen. 28 machine of Marvin Turnmeyer Jr. is going to be in 5th place. And it looks like the entire field is going to be pitting in here. Don't see an insane amount of damage on anybody except for the J.W. Miller machine. See if we can't go and rewind on him while everybody gets some tires and damage taken care of. He might have been part of that most recent caution. Or it could be existing damage. As we know, we do not have any fast repairs here for this league unless it's at a super speedway. So this very well could have been from a previous wreck, and he just hasn't had the time to get it all straightened out. Looks like they were still pacing under caution here. Does not look like the J.W. Miller machine was involved in this most recent caution. Don't quite know what happened. Let's go ahead and look at Joey Marquardt as we missed the battle off pit road. It's unfortunate for Atkins and definitely Atkins. As you can see, he was getting some work done to his car. He might have had some required repairs when he ducked down to the pits there on green. And he's now going to be 2 to 3 laps down at a minimum. So, unfortunate turn of events there for him. We'll see if he can manage his tires and get back at least onto the lead lap. We have Davey Hendricks is currently in 24th position. You can see he stayed out. He was able to get out of pit road before we went under caution. But Joey Marquardt is going to be your new leader in that blue 29 snap on Monte Carlo. Right behind him is Mickey in the Bush machine and Marquis Smith. We've seen both of them running pretty fast today. It's going to be a hefty order for Joey Marquardt to keep them behind him. We'll see how everything goes though when we end up going green. Still have lights on the pace car. See if we don't have Marquardt available to talk to in Discord. Does not look like Marquardt is available for an interview. So we'll just have to settle for looking at his avatar there in iRacing. Nice bright yellow suit there. Easily find your pit stall. Something I do pretty frequently as well. I've been known to drive past it a time or two. Thank you, Keith, for the compliment. Glad the stream looks great. Everyone else who's joining us, thank you. Feel free to give me a follow. It would be much appreciated. We are currently live with Slide Jawb Racing League's 1987 Retro Thunder Series. It's currently race 2 of season 1 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. I'm currently about 46 laps down, and Joey Marquardt is your leader. Let's go ahead and look through the cockpit and see if we have lights out on the pace car coming up. Again, the 38 car of Davey Hendricks is not in first. He's currently in 24th. Potentially a lap down car here. He was our leader for quite some time. Unfortunately, went for a green flag pit stop and got bit by a caution. So we'll see if he has the fortitude to battle back. Still a lot of laps here, a little over 100 at Charlotte. Plenty of time to steer the ship right. I personally can't wait for fast cautions to come to the rest of the tracks. I know some of the tracks it's not realistic, but I definitely think at Charlotte we could still get away with fast cautions. Let's take a look at John Martin here. He's currently in 6th position. Started 4th. Still a lot of time. He's going to be contending for a top 5, definitely. Right behind him we've got Corey Cook. 7th place. He's been pretty fast all day as well. We've got Dylan Parker. Looks like he was able to take care of some of that damage. His car doesn't look too bad now, but he's been caught up in a couple of wrecks now. Hopefully he can keep it clean the rest of the day. Number 3, Brendan Holycross. Don't know where he picked up that rear end damage, but hopefully it's not causing too big of an issue there. I know personally in some cases, I've even been faster with that rear spoiler tweaked a bit. So we'll see what happens there. Let's see what's going on with the pace car. Lights are off, so we're going to be going green in just a moment here. As it sounds like somebody might have gotten into the wall. And it looks like, not quite sure what's going on with the 93 car there. Mark Quart, Mickey Smith is going to be your 1, 2, 3 as we are getting ready to go green here. 38 Machine of Hendricks is off. Mark Quart is off as well. Going to be about 3/10 of a second now behind him and Mickey, as Smith is going to be right behind Mickey. Davey Hendricks there in front of Mark Quart and friends. Trying to stay out of harm's way while also trying to stay above a lap down. Maybe get lucky and he'll catch a caution and get caught up to the end of the pack pretty quick. Marquis Smith now. He's currently about 8/10 of a second off the leader. He seems to just be trying to take it pretty easy and conserve those tires. We already had an interview with him earlier and he said that was the strategy for the day. So even though he's running pretty quick, I definitely think he's got a little bit more gas in him if he were to want to burn him up. Marvin Turnmeyer Jr. is going to be in 4th position. Looks like Mickey was actually able to take first away from Mark Quart, as the two of them start battling it out now. 1/10 of a second, a little over 1/10 of a second now separating the two of them. 2/10 of a second now, as it looks like Mickey is just going to be able to start pulling away. Smith seems to be catching up a little bit there too, to Mark Quart. So we'll see how long Mark Quart stays up here in this top 3. Shane Minish, he's worked his way up to the 5th position. Started all the way in 23rd, and he's been able to keep it clean. So he's got to be pretty happy with his race so far. Behind him, we have John Martin in his number 7 Summit Racing Machine. And that Pepsi Challenger, Corey Cook, is not far behind them in 7th position. We have Joey Marquardt. Actually just lost it to Marquis Smith, as Smith takes 2nd place. Currently a little over a second behind from Mickey. And we'll watch Smith and Marquardt battle it out for 2nd real quick. 52 laps down here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Marquis Smith currently in 2nd place. 35th overall in your standings. As we heard the story, he got a little bit of bad medicine last week, over driving into the wall, and then coming down and taking somebody out. I believe it was Frank DiMaggio last week, and after that having to retire his car. Driving pretty good this week so far. Hopefully he can keep it up. 14 laps led is no small feat here. A lot of good drivers, as you can see. Everyone's got pretty much above a 2KI rating. Seen a couple 3KI ratings, I believe, as well. So a lot of good drivers here in this field. which is nice because we get a lot of good green flag racing to watch, which is always enjoyable. Zach Probst now, focusing on him, currently in 13th. He started 30th. 24th overall in point standings for him, as I believe he got taken out in the final 10 laps of the race at Daytona last week as well. And we got J.W. Miller blinking again. Mickey Smith Turnmeyer going to be your 1, 2, 3. About a second and a half separating Mickey and Smith, and about a second and a quarter between Smith and Turnmeyer. So a lot of space between those guys, as J.W. Miller tries to make a move inside on Zach Probst. And he gets it. J.W. Miller took 13th away from Zach. As we go ahead and focus back in on Shane Minish. Joey Marquardt falling all the way to 4th place now as Marvin Turnmeyer Jr. takes 3rd away from him. Turnmeyer Jr., Marquardt, Minish is going to be your 3, 4, 5. Corey Cook, John Martin, Brandon Holycross, 6, 7, 8. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back of the field now. We've got Joseph Cruz. He's currently in 16th position, trying to hold off Tanner Long in that 42 machine, as it looks like 63 in the Wrangler Chevy tapped the wall a little bit there. Diego Ascenso is trying to catch up to those guys. He's currently in 19th, 5th in point standings after having a pretty strong showing last week at Daytona. He is driving the purple OCA Ford Thunderbird, as he starts gaining a little bit of position on the 20 of Bruce Pearson. Curtis Granger, 77 Blockbuster car, definitely has a bit of damage on the right side. He's currently running 23rd. And I heard some people getting to the wall, but we still have green flag out. As we go ahead and look at Eric Mickey, our leader, who's currently trying to get ahead of lap traffic of Davey Hendricks. Currently a little over a second separating Smith and our leader Mickey. We'll see if Hendricks doesn't maybe help Marquis Smith shorten that gap, as he does not look all that interested in giving any inches to the 21 of Mickey. And Smith is definitely starting to gain a little bit of ground thanks to this battle with Davey Hendricks that the 21 of Smith has to go through. So we go ahead and look at Shane Minish, who's currently getting taken by Corey Cook for that 5th spot. Cook on the inside now and has a run. We've got Shane Minish here in 6th. Brandon Holycross in 7th, John Martin in 8th. As everyone's pretty single file line now. Going to be interesting as we come up the next 10, 15 laps or so and come across another potential green flag pit stop. As 13 might have overdrove that corner a little bit. Perhaps he may be needing new tires already, and gets passed by a couple people there, the 3 of Holy Cross and the 07 of John Martin. Let's go ahead and look at our leader again as we get a caution flag thrown. Let's go ahead and pause it there and see if we can't find what happened. There we go, 45 was involved with the 63. Let's rewind it a little bit and see what happened. And it looks like the 63 might have got bumped, or did he go into the wall himself? Let's go ahead and look at Joseph Cruz there. We've got the 20 behind him. He tipped the wall himself. The 20 helped him out of Bruce Pearson. 63 goes flying. And it looks like the 45 just kind of gets collected and doesn't get out of the way in time. Bad turn of events there for the 45 of Andy Moore. Joseph Cruz might be out of it as well. Let's go ahead and take it live real quick. Eric Mickey is still going to be your leader. That's going to help Marquis Smith gain that second back. Let's go ahead and look at pit road now. Gardner Smith down pit road. Marquardt, Cook, Parker. Looks like it's going to be the whole field. Sounded like someone might have gotten into the wall or gotten into each other there. So we go ahead and look at the race off pit road. Looks like Smith is going to be second. We've got that 13 machine of Shane Minish getting in fourth. J.W. Miller, Zach Probst, both of them look to gain a couple positions. Marquardt falls all the way back to at least 11th. As we go ahead and take it live now with our leader, Eric Mickey. Let's go ahead and check out the pace car real quick. If we still have at least another lap to go before lights out, I will grab Shane Minish, currently in fourth position. He's been having one hell of a race, working his way up the pack and staying clean while he does it. So we'll get his input on how he feels the race is going. And we do still have another couple laps. Let's go ahead and grab Mr. Minish. Hey Shane, it's Travis in the broadcast booth. How's it going?
Hey Travis, how's it going?
Pretty good, man. You're having one heck of a race. It looks like currently in fourth position. You started in 23rd. How's the car handling for you?
I think I'm pushing the tires a bit hard, but so far we're having a better week than last.
Yeah, definitely. You've been able to keep the car really clean, it looks like. Definitely one of the keys to Charlotte. Do you think you're going to be able to have a shot for the top 5, top 3 even?
You know, I hope so. We'll just try to keep it clean, and hopefully the pit strategies work out in our favor.
All right, good to hear. Do you have anybody you want to give a shout out to real quick that might be watching the stream now or watching the replay later?
Shout out to the wife and anyone else watching, I guess.
All right, perfect. Well, best of luck to you, Shane. We've been having a blast watching you work your way up from the back of the pack, and good luck to you.
Thanks, bud. It's a lot of fun.
And again, everybody, that was Shane Minish, the 13 Camel Krispy Kreme machine. As we go ahead and look at Eric Mickey again and see what the pace car has going on. 64 laps down here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Eric Mickey has led 16 of them. Let's go ahead and look at our race summary so far. 65 laps down, we have had 4 cautions, 19 caution laps. So over about 50 laps of green flag racing so far. We've had 5 lead changes and just over 100 laps left, as we are about a third of the way done, a little over a third of the way done here. Lights still on the pace car, still got 2 laps to go. So we go ahead and look at the league rules real quick while we have a moment. This is a fixed setup. For Charlotte, they have 6 tires in total, 5 sets in the pits. This is a 50% fuel capacity restricted, as it is a 50% race length from the 1987 season. There are 0 fast repairs unless we're at Super Speedway. Dega and Daytona, there are 1 fast repair. We have double file restarts, lapped cars on the inside, and there are no lucky dogs and wave arounds. And once again, this is the Slide Jawb Racing League 87 Retro Thunder Series. They have a lot of really good drivers and a lot of different series, so feel free to check them out. I believe it's Max Speed TV broadcast their feature series. And lights are out in the pace car, so Eric Mickey will be taking us green here in just another few seconds. And I said, I thought I read in the rules that it wasn't going to be double file restarts, but it looks like it's single file, at least for this race. I'll get that clarified for next week. As we wait for the pace car to dive off in the pit road to go green on lap 67. 100 laps to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Pace car is in as Eric Mickey hammers it. Let's go ahead and see if Marquis Smith can keep up. Turnmeyer Jr. in 3rd place, Shane Minish 4th, Christopher Dean in 5th. Haven't seen him up front all day. Should be interesting to see what he has to say about that. J.W. Miller in 6th after having a good showing last week at Daytona. Finally see him creeping into the top 5. Zach Probst as well, making his way into 8th position behind John Martin in 7th. Smith seems to have gotten a nice little bit of a run, about 0.3 of a second separating him from Smith. Turnmeyer Jr. in 3rd place, almost a second and a half between him and the leader. So it seems like most of, if not all of the field got tires around lap 65. If we assume that's 2 sets of tires burned already for most of the field, that's 3 sets left in the pits. Seems like Mickey might be driving it pretty hard. It's going to be interesting to see these last 20 laps or so. Oh, as he hits the wall, definitely driving it a little bit hard, overdriving it into the tri-oval there. It's going to be interesting to see, like I was saying, the last 20-25 laps or so, the attrition of the tire wear of these guys with these newly enacted max tire limits could make for a completely different race, and we might not see Smith or Mickey in the top at that point. So we'll have to see. About a half a second still separating Smith from Mickey. Almost 2 whole seconds now separating Turnmeyer Jr. as we have spaced out in the front here. Let's go ahead and try to back it up. We have J.W. Miller now in the 36 machine. He's currently 5th overall in point standings for the league. He is trying to hold off Joey Marquardt in that 29 snap-on car for 5th position. Josh Kiwis right behind them along with Dylan Parker. Kiwis looks like he's trying to go up, take that outside line in that 88 car. We have some connectivity issues from J.W. Miller again. Saw him blinking a lot last week. It looks a little better this week, but they're definitely still there. Parker in the 48 seems to have taken the 7th position away from Josh Kiwis. As we go 3 wide here into the turn, this could get interesting. 48 moves in front of 36 J.W. Miller car for 6th position, as both Marquardt and Parker made quick work of Miller, as Kiwi seems to be passing him on the outside as well. I wonder if that damage is costing him a little bit of speed in the straightaways. Let's go ahead and look at Davey Hendricks now, that 38 Converse car. Led 28 laps. He's currently sitting in 11th. He had a bad exit off of pit road 15 or so laps ago, and slowly but surely has been making his way up since then. Back to our leader now in the 21 Busch machine, Eric Mickey. Let's go ahead and look behind him. Still a second now separating him and Smith. So he's just leisurely driving, hopefully saving those tires up. So we go ahead and look at Dylan Parker now in 6th position. That is the 88 Culver car of Josh Kiwi's behind him. As Dylan Parker tries to catch up to Shane Minish and Joey Marquardt for that 4th and 5th position. We heard from Minish just a little bit ago that tire wear was kind of affecting him. So that car is probably getting tight based on everything else we've heard from the other drivers. So he knows he's overdriving it a bit. Doesn't look like he's corrected it too much there, but maybe he's just trying to hold on to his tires. Like I said, still a little under 100 laps now to go, but still quite a bit of racing to get through with only 3 more tires in your pits. Josh Kiwi's in the 88, tries to make a move now on Shane Minish, and he does. Shane Minish dropping all the way back to 7th now. As Joey Marquardt and Dylan Parker see what they can do about catching up to Turnmeyer Jr. and Smith. About a second separating Marquardt and Turnmeyer Jr. and about a second separating Smith from Turnmeyer. So a lot of work to be done for Marquardt to catch up with these leaders, but it can be done, as it looks like Turnmeyer might have overdriven that corner a little bit on exit. Lost about a 1/10 of a second there to Marquardt. Seems like Dylan Parker might be trying to make a move on the inside, and he is. Dylan Parker takes away 4th position from Joey Marquardt. As Dylan Parker, currently 12th overall in point standings. Started 24th, currently 4th. Trying to hold off that 29 car of Marquardt, while also making up the second gap between him and the number 3 of Turnmeyer Jr. Let's go ahead and look at the rear of the pack now. We've got Jason Gardner. He started all the way up in 2nd. Got in at least one, if not multiple accidents, and has since fallen all the way to the 27th position. Caden Atkins as well. He stayed in pit lane the last caution and got a lot of work done, it looks like. As his car looks pretty much brand new. So although he is in 25th currently, I would not be surprised, as long as he keeps it clean, to see him work his way up to the top 10, top 5 here over the course of these next 80 laps or so. Almost 3 seconds now separating Mickey from the rest of the field. Gotta feel pretty good for him, as I'm sure if that were him sitting in that cockpit right now, he'd have a little bit of a smile. Go ahead and look at Josh Kiwis. He worked his way up to 6th, but now he's fallen all the way down to 9th. Not sure what happened there, but he might simply be losing his grip on that back end and losing that right front tire as well. So Davey Hendricks worked his way back up to 6th now. Was our leader for 28 laps, a little over a third of the race. As we zoom out now and take a beautiful look at Charlotte. little over 3 seconds still separating Mickey and the rest of the field. Zach Probst falling down to 13th now. He was in the top 10 just a little bit ago, as he tries to hold off the 07 Summit machine of John Martin. Marquis Smith, it looks like he might have gotten into the wall there, lost a couple positions. He's currently going to be in 5th, as it looks like he gets into it with the 45 a bit. 45 is able to keep it under control. I thought I heard some noise going on behind them. Doesn't look like it. Marquis Smith getting overtaken now by the 38 of Davey Hendricks. As you can see, the right front of the Marquis Smith car has got a little bit of damage. Might be costing him a little bit of speed as well, as Dylan Parker now is your second place position. 4 seconds though separating him and Mickey, so he's definitely going to be praying for a caution at some point. As we're just over halfway done here at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Slide Jawb Racing League 1987 Thunder Series Round 2. Turnmeyer Jr. not far behind Parker. We've also got Joey Marquardt a couple tenths of a second behind Turnmeyer Jr. Pretty large gap separating him and the 38 of Davey Hendricks, as it looks like Mickey might start having to contend with lap traffic of Curtis Granger, I believe that is, in the Blockbuster machine. Still a couple seconds ahead of him. So we're going to take a look at the rear of that Busch machine. Parker is starting to gain a few tenths of a second each time by, but it's still going to take quite some time to make up that almost 4-second gap. As we go ahead now and look at the 38 of Marquardt. I have the 93 car of Jason Gardner behind them, but I believe he's a lap down or better. Yes, 1 lap down there for Jason Gardner. As the 38 starts to make up some ground now on Marvin Turnmeyer Jr. Joey Marquardt actually was able to take the 3rd position away from Turnmeyer Jr. as he got a little too low there and gives it back up, almost gives it back up. Was able to keep it on that lower line there, pretty surprisingly, as 38 makes the move outside and gets into the machine of Joey Marquardt just a little bit. Everyone's able to keep it clean though, as we see the 38 machine make a move inside the 29 of Marquardt there, as they're going into turn 2, I believe. Getting pretty close there. Marquardt gives it to him. Davey Hendricks is now going to be in 3rd place, as there's now a little over a tenth of a second gap separating the 29 of Marquardt and the 38 machine of Hendricks. Still about 4 seconds now separating Parker and Mickey. While we were watching this little battle for 3rd, Mickey is definitely gaining on Parker now. It was the other way around not too long ago. And we have Brandon Holycross there, currently in 5th, seeing if he can't catch up to the Marquardt machine. As Corey Cook in that Pepsi Challenger is trying to catch up to 5, or catch up to 3 for 5th position. As I'm trying to see what happened to Marquis Smith. He's currently all the way down in 21st position. So I'm thinking that he's definitely lost some speed from that accident, or hitting that wall rather. He's going to be praying for a caution, hopefully have enough time to get that worked on. And Dylan Parker is in second place still. Still about 4 seconds behind Eric Mickey, who is our leader and has been, who's going to have to start making his way past some lapped traffic in the form of the blockbuster car of Curtis Granger. Corey Cook now is our focus. 34th overall in point standings. He's currently in 6th position. And behind him is J.W. Miller. A few tenths of a second separating them. And we get a little bit of a connection issue there from J.W. Miller, but as you see, he is currently 5th overall in point standings after being our lap sled leader last week at Daytona. We see the 88 of Josh Kiwis trying to make a move on the inside of the 28 machine of Turnmeyer Jr. 27 machine of Christopher Kiwis not far behind them. And I think that smoke was just some blinking due to J.W. Miller. As the 28 hits the wall, can everyone avoid him? It looks like they're able to keep it clean. 28's coming down track. No one is injured. But it does look like we are going to have a caution flag thrown, as Turnmeyer Jr. just gets into the wall a little bit there. Let's go ahead and rewind it and look at that in slow motion, just to make sure we didn't miss somebody maybe tapping them and getting them loose. We see Turnmeyer exiting turn 2 here at Charlotte. And yeah, he just gets in the wall. Pretty lucky for the 27 car of Christopher Kiwis that he didn't take out his rear end there. And the rest of the field is able to get by, as Turnmeyer is going to fall from top 5 down to 13th with that caution. Let's go ahead and see if anybody tries to duck down pit road here. Actually, pits are probably not open quite yet. What do you dislike about the wall interactions with the 87 cars, Catfish? Shy of broadcasting this league, I don't get too much interaction with 87 cars. And it looks like it's going to be another pit party here, as everyone dives down. Mickey Parker are your 1 and 2. Looks like Ascensos and Compagnani may be staying out, currently showing them as your leaders. So let's go ahead and look at Diego Ascensos, currently showing him in first place. Not quite sure when his last pit was, but it could get interesting if him and Compagnani don't dive down here. Yeah, it definitely is different than the ARCA cars or the trucks where the wall grabs them. I will give you that. I don't know why I'm showing Ascensos and Compagnani 1 and 2 along with Curtis Granger. Marquis Smith is ahead of them. And I don't think that he was a lap down. Maybe Marquis Smith was a lap down and we're missing something. Nope, there we go. Now we're updating. We have Davey Hendricks as your leader. Davey Hendricks, J.W. Miller, Dylan Parker are going to be your 1, 2, 3 coming on the pit lane. as it looks like Miller, Compagnani, Ascensos, and friends are all pitting for tires and repairs now. Corey Cook is going to be in 4th place. Joey Marquardt will be in 5th. Brandon Holycross 3rd overall. Once we go green here with this restart, believe we still have at least 2 laps to go. Wedge is still on the pace car. Don't know what happened to Shane Minish there. He is close to getting lapped down now. He was driving pretty well all day. Looks like he might have gotten caught up with something though, as Davey Hendricks is right on his tail at the restart. And I was actually still on replay and not live. That might have been why I was seeing different things on my standings versus what was on my monitor. But we are back live now and ready to go. Still got lights on the pace car as they're exiting turn 2 here at Charlotte. Another couple laps to go. So we have someone still in pit lane getting work done. That might be Turnmeyer Jr. Yep, that is Turnmeyer Jr. getting some work done after bouncing into that wall a couple times there. Still has some damage. See if he's able to keep it going. This car looks like it was jumping a little bit there though. Not quite sure if he's going to be able to get much racing in there. Might be a little bit of a casualty. So we go ahead and get back to our leader, Davey Hendricks. Currently 30 laps led out of 97 so far here at Charlotte. He is currently 8th overall in the standings, so a first place would definitely bump him up a few spots, and I'm sure that's what he's gunning for as we have the lights off on the pace car. One more caution lap until we go green here. Will be lap 99 of 166. As Caden Atkins comes along the inside. Might have gotten a wave around or something of some kind, as I am currently showing him a lap down. Hendricks, Miller, Parker, your 1, 2, 3. Marquardt, Holy Cross, and Josh Kiwis are right behind them. We got a lot of damage on some of these cars here. Like I said, no fast repairs. And we've had quite a few green flag runs, so there hasn't been a whole lot of time to spend in the pits to just sit there and take care of it. See J.W. Miller there in the 10, or Marquis Smith rather, right next to J.W. Miller in the 10 machine. He's currently 1 lap down. And we are green here. 38 of Davey Hendricks takes off. Gonna have to contend with the lap down traffic of the 07 and Caden Atkins in the 2 machine. Sounded like we had some people getting into the wall there. So we go ahead and look at Eric Mickey now. He's currently in 9th position. Was our leader for quite some time and is currently 2nd overall in the point standings. As we're about to have 99 laps in the books. 21 machine trying to move on Zach Probst. Zach's got a little bit of rear end damage. Wonder if that is affecting his car at all. As Hendricks is still our leader. Let's go ahead and see how he is handling that lap down traffic right next to that 07 machine on the inside. See if that 07 gives him the room. 38 makes it stick on the inside. The 07 gives him room on the outside. And now all Hendricks has to contend with is the 2 machine of Caden Atkins. As we see Parker getting past the 07 as well. Only about 0.2 of a second separating Hendricks and Parker at the moment. We've seen Parker flying here at moments throughout this race. Tires are just now starting to get warmed up, so don't be surprised to see Parker starting to close that gap. We have Corey Cook in that Pepsi Challenger machine, that white and red car behind the lap down 07. He is in 3rd place with what appears to be Joey Marquardt in the blue Snap-on machine in 4th. And perhaps J.W. Miller, yes, J.W. Miller in 5th. Parker starting to close the gap now a little bit on Hendricks. Still about 0.3 of a second separating them though. As let's go ahead and join Corey Cook and look at this battle for 3rd place with Joey Marquardt. Marquardt still got a little bit of a damage there on his left front. And I think Marquardt looks a little odd with that highlighter yellow suit in that blue Snap-on machine. But hey, you know, drivers aren't always artists or stylists by any means. So Marquardt's liking that inside line, or at least trying to figure out if he's going to be able to make that inside line stick for a pass on Corey Cook. And Corey Cook seems to be liking that middle groove unless he has to go down the block there. I'm not quite sure which one's faster. Seems like we got a little bit of mixture of both running. And there's only about 1/10 of a second now separating Parker and Hendricks. Let's go ahead and take it back up for this battle for first. As we see Dylan Parker in that 48 making a move on the inside. As I believe they're going into turn 2 here. Parker has the lead just a little bit. And it looks like Hendricks gives it to him. On lap 106, can Parker hold this, the 48, hold it for another lap and get his first lap led, I believe, of the entire race? The 38 machine is not going to make it easy. And it looks like the 38 manages to take it from Parker. And it doesn't seem like Parker carried enough speed out of turn 4 there to do anything about it. He is going to remain in 2nd place here as we move on to lap 107. Quite a bit of a gap there between the 1 and 2 and the 3 and 4 cars. That might have been Parker's chance. So he's fallen now 0.2 of a second. And Hendricks continues to gain on that. Might be a few laps before Parker gets a good enough run to naturally just take over this 38 machine of Hendricks. I'm probably going to need to be counting on him to overdrive a corner or something, and hopefully Parker will be able to capitalize and take advantage of it, because we have not seen this Hendricks machine make too many mistakes, and he's definitely been fast all day. Let's go ahead and zoom in on Corey Cook, who did lose the 3rd place to Marquardt. Not quite sure what happened there. We did just miss it. We have the J.W. Miller machine right behind Corey Cook. And behind J.W. Miller, it looks like the 10 machine of Marquise Smith. However, Marquise Smith is a lap down still after getting into a fight with the wall, I believe. Brendan Holycross is going to be in 6th position. And right behind him is the 21 car in 7th of Eric Mickey. getting a bit of a connection issue now from Brendan Holycross too. As we're going to go ahead and look at our leaders again. As Parker has managed to cut the lead down, or cut the differential down to about a tenth of a second now between him and the leader. And Parker's got a little bit more speed there, seeing if he can't make a move on the inside. Parker had some speed on the inside there, but I think he had to brake just a little bit and gave up that speed. But Parker has the inside line now going into turn 2. This is where he was able to gain on the 38 car last time. However, he lost it in turn 4. Looks like that's probably going to be what happens here again, as the 38 and 48 machines are battling it for first, and they are neck and neck. And we have a caution thrown. See if we can't find out what happened there. It's not Curtis Granger. Compagnani looks alright as well. Not entirely sure what the cause of that caution was. But Hendricks, Parker, Marquardt is going to be your 1, 2, 3. As we have 112 laps in the books for round 2 of the 1987 Slide Jawb Retro Thunder Race League. See if anybody goes down the pit lane. Still a few sets of tires for everybody, I believe, so would not be surprised to have a pit party. 38's been known to try to trick people, though. Oh, it looked like that JW machine was coming right for us. Marquis Smith stays out. Just hoping that he can get that lap down back. As we're showing J.W. Miller is going to be your leader for the first time this race. Let's go ahead and check out our race summary real quick here at Charlotte for race 2. We've had 6 cautions so far. 26 of our 113 laps have been under caution. Pretty good ratio there. We've only got 54 laps left. And by my calculations, each driver should only have 1 to 2 sets of tires to get them through these next 54 laps. So tire wear and conserving your tires is definitely going to play a critical role in the next 50 or so laps of our race. Let's go ahead and look at Zach Probst, that McDonald's paint scheme. Made his way up to 6th position so far. Still has quite a bit of damage on that right rear though. So we'll see if that impacts his performance in these next 50 laps. We've got Dylan Parker, who was just battling the 38 for first place. He fell all the way to 8th after that pit stop. And I don't know, but there he is. The 38 machine is right behind Parker. Lost some ground to him in 10th. Corey Cook in that Pepsi Challenger separating the two of them. Let's see if there is anybody we can go ahead and grab real quick in chat. Hey JW, it's Travis in the booth. How's it going?
Going pretty good. How are you doing?
Pretty good, man. See, you're in first place now. Are you confident that you're going to be able to hold it and compete for at least the top 5 in these next 50 laps?
Well, I think we're looking at another pit stop here, so I just decided to stay out, get a few laps led here. Pretty damaged, but shoot for top 5, that's for sure.
Gotcha. Yeah, you were definitely fun to watch last week. You led at least 30%, if not more, of our race at Daytona. What do you think the rest of the season holds in store for you?
Oh, I'm excited. I really enjoy driving these cars. You know, they're a far cry from modern NASCAR. I think I got a pretty good chance. Bread and butter is going to be the short tracks for the most part, but I feel pretty confident in it. So, all
All
right,
right, good to hear. We will definitely be keeping an eye on you then when we move over to the short tracks. You're currently 5th in our total points, so we will be keeping an eye on you. Looks like the pace car is getting ready to go lights out though, so I'll go ahead and bring you back to your channel. Good luck the rest of the race, man.
Thanks.
And that was J.W. Miller in our 36 machine. Like I said, top 5 in points and had a stellar performance last week at Daytona. Would have probably won the race had he not got caught up in a silly wreck and I believe overdrove the corner into the wall at one point. But was still able to get enough bonus points to stay in top 5 overall. And he's hoping that he can stay in the top 5 for the rest of this race. Right behind him is the 88 of Josh Kiwis. He's been battling all race for position and has managed to keep his car relatively clean. I wonder if either of the Kiwis are in our chat. I don't see them. However, the 88 car has been keeping it clean, and if he gets a little bit of luck and a little bit of speed, we will see him at the top 5 at the end of this as well. Especially since he's been working with what I'm assuming is his brother, Christopher Kiwis, in the 27 Milos car, who should be right behind him at this restart. Again, we've got Zach Probst there in the 6 machine. Pretty good driver, pretty fast. We usually see him hanging around in the top of the pack. Got a little bit of bad luck, as we've already discussed last week at Daytona. As you see, he's currently 24th overall in points. But he's hoping to right that wrong last week and get a strong finish here. About 50 or so laps to go. See if he can't work his way up into the top 5. Turnmeyer Jr., 28 machine, Ford Thunderbird. He is currently sitting in 14th. He was between 2nd and 4th positions for quite some time. We watched him stuff it into the wall, though, as you can see that damage on his right side. I think he even stuffed it into the wall twice at that point, hit it going pretty fast. And as a result, he is currently hanging out in about 14th position. Looks like we have had about 6 people retire, 7 people retire. So that leaves us with about 24 cars still running. Of those 24 cars, 23 of them are on the lead lap. So we have had pretty good clean racing here so far. Only 30 of our 116 laps have been under caution. It's been a pretty good race, pretty interesting race. It's going to be interesting to see if that 38 that's currently in 10th of Davey Hendricks can work his way back up to 1st. Again, only about 50 laps or so. Looks like honks might have been the cause of our most recent caution there. As we are green again. Josh Kiwis in 2nd place, trying to catch up to that J.W. Miller machine. About half a second separating the two of them right now, though. Shane Minish battling that 27th Red Milos machine back there, it looks like. Marquis Smith is actually a lap down. I lied. As J.W. Miller starts blinking in and out. So we'll go ahead and join Christopher Kiwis in the 27 Milos car. We've got that 3 machine of Brandon Holycross trying to work on the 27 for that 3rd position. Shane Minish is not too far behind them. Thought I heard somebody get into the wall, but I think it was just some J.W. Miller blinks. Zach Probst there in the McDonald's car. You can see he's fallen back to 9th position as Davey Hendricks in the 38th is in 8th as they works his way up. Ooh, it looks like 48 might have got into Shane Minish as Shane Minish goes up into the wall. Luckily, it doesn't collect anybody else. And he stays high, almost gets into Marquardt there. And JW Miller is still going to be your leader. He's got only about a tenth of a second, though, between him and Kiwis. Got the lap down car, I believe, still of Caden Atkins in the mix, and Marquis Smith, preventing the 88 Culvers of Kiwis from reaching the JW Miller car. As we're going to go ahead and join Kiwis there in the cockpit and see what he has to deal with. And we're under caution again here. Let's go ahead and see if we can't find what happened. Oh, there we go, the 27 car. Let's rewind on him. Looks like he got caught up with a couple people. Marvin Turnmeyer Jr. seems to have maybe been involved in this. Let's go ahead and take it slow. We've got the 14 car. Oh, the 14 car didn't quite have clearance and bumps into the 27 of Christopher Kiwis. Jade Bell definitely ruined a couple people's day as, the 42 there of Tanner Long gets caught up along with, I believe that was the 86 of Christopher Dean. And doesn't look like that Milo's car is moving. Oh, yes he is. So it is at least firing. He doesn't have to tow. But let's go ahead and go live again, as we're going to go ahead and look at Jade Bell. The cause of that. And he's going to head down pit lane. You can see he's got his right front hoods all crumpled up there. Marvin Turnmeyer Jr. heading down there as well, probably getting some work done. Tanner Long said he had no choice too, as JW Miller is still your leader. Two car of Atkins and the 10 of Marquis Smith are lapped down, separating Kiwis from our leader Miller. Brendan Holycross currently in third place. Davey Hendricks, the 38 machine, has been our leader. He's been fast all day. He's worked his way back up to fourth. And Corey Cook rounding out our top five here. I don't know, Catfish. That's just luck of the draw and how it goes sometimes. I'm sure the 27 feels the same way. '88 Josh Kiwis is going to have to take the lead without the help of his partner, Christopher Kiwis. No Kiwis brothers or Jade Bell in the chat. As we are getting ready to... Nope, I can't see if the lights went off or not. Still have lights on the pace car. A couple more laps to go. We have about 40 more laps to go. Most of our drivers are down to one or two sets of tires left in their pits. Things could definitely start to get interesting here. So, in case you were wondering, just for something that iRacing should be processing, on a typical NASCAR race at Charlotte Motor Speedway, there's about 34,000 slices of pizza consumed, and 95,000 gallons of soda. So, everyone here in this virtual stands of Charlotte Motor Speedway is probably mowing down on some great pizza, as well as the 13,500 feet of hot dogs that get consumed on the average NASCAR race at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And I'm going to assume lights are going to go off on the pace car here. Let's go ahead and join J.W. Miller in the cockpit. Probably not. They are much too thin, especially depending on the angle, to be consuming that many calories. Lights were not out on the pace car, so we're still going to have 2 to go. Probably going green on lap 126. As we go ahead and look at Curtis Granger, the 77 Blockbuster machine is coming out of pit lane, currently in 15th position. Wonder if he just got tires or what. Let's go ahead and take a look at what he just did. I think he was the lone soul down there. I think he was just getting some work done. Yep, just a bit of work there with some time for Curtis Granger. His car's definitely been beat up all race, so still got a lot of damage there on that driver's side for that 77 Blockbuster machine. But currently in 14th place, so if he can keep it clean, he might have a chance for a top 10. As we're going to go ahead and join Kiwis in the cockpit here. That is Josh Kiwis in the cockpit. So we go ahead and temporarily look at our standings. J.W. Miller, Josh Kiwis, Brandon Holycross are going to be your first, second, and third. Davey Hendricks not far behind in fourth. He's going to be trying to work his way up back to the first position. He's been sitting there most of the day. Corey Cook in fifth. Zach Probst in sixth. Joey Marquardt in seventh. Bruce Pearson eighth. Eric Mickey is in ninth. Diego Asensos is in 10th. Jade Bell, the cause of our last caution, is in 11th place at the cost of the 27 machine. Julio Cesar Compagnani is currently in 12th. Marvin Turnmeyer Jr. has worked his way up to 13th from the 14th position last time we talked about him. And Christopher Dean is going to be in 15th. It's going to be rounding out the top of your pack. As I believe lights are out on the pace car, and we are just a couple moments away from going green here on lap 126. And the pace car is off. I believe that is Caden Atkins leading the pack, but J.W. Miller is going to actually be your leader. Right behind him is Marquise Smith and Jason Gardner there in the 93, but Christopher Kiwis in the 88 Culver's machine is going to be your second place machine. You got Brandon Holycross there, the number 3 in that Bass Pro Shops. The 3 machine on the inside now of Christopher Kiwis. And he has it. Brandon Holycross is going to be your number 2 car now as he tries to catch up to the J.W. Miller machine. Miller is getting held up a bit there by the 2 and the 10 car. Only about half a second between him and Holycross. And Holycross is starting to gain on the J.W. Miller 36 machine just a little bit. Only 0.3 of a second separating them now as J.W. Miller starts to blink. I'm sure that has to be a little annoying for Holycross as he gets up into the wall and he starts to come down. Christopher Kiwis has to get down under the apron a little bit. Probably cost him a little bit of speed too. Corey Cook looking to make a move there on the 38. Got a little close. as Kiwis goes up. I think he avoided the wall. Oh, nope, he doesn't there, as you see sparks flying. And Corey Cook is now going to be your third place, followed by Davey Hendricks right behind him, that yellow Converse car, number 38. We've got both Bass Pro Shops cars there right now. Brandon Holycross trying to get around him. He was getting a little bit of help there, catching up to J.W. Miller from that lap traffic, but not anymore. Let's see if we can't join that 14 car, Jade Bell. I would not be surprised if we get a little bit of paint trading here from it, and we are under caution yet again. What happened there? Oh, it's the 38 car. Wonder what happened. Looks like he got into it with the 18 a little bit maybe. Let's go ahead and take a closer look. Take it nice and slow. We've got the 18 car there of Zach Amon. Looks like he's not holding that inside line too well, and he just got into that 38 and turns him right into the wall. Oh, that's a lot of damage there for the 38, and we got some rear damage too. Hopefully everyone's able to get around him. Almost collected the 21 Bush machine of Eric Mickey, but luckily it looks like this is just going to be a one-car caution, but that might prevent the 38 there of Davey Hendricks from being able to catch back up to the leaders. As we go ahead and take you live now, Davey Hendricks heading down pit lane. Unless he pits, that is going to leave Corey Cook as your new leader. J.W. Miller machine pitted. Let's see if he gets any work done. 38 machine pitted and is taking tires. It's going to be interesting to see if he gets any work done. But Corey Cook is going to be your new leader, and it looks like he is going to be starting behind that Jade Bell 14 car. So things could get a little interesting unless Jade Bell dives into the pits for some new tires there. Let's go ahead and grab Corey Cook. Hey Corey, it's Travis in the broadcast booth. How's it going?
Well, fine. How about you?
Pretty good, man. Seeing you're in first now, how's it feel?
Good. I've been firing it up here all night.
Yeah, we've been watching you battle. You've been working pretty hard. And right in that top 5 pretty much all night. You are starting behind lap traffic, and you've got some pretty fast cars behind you. How do you feel about this restart? Only about 30 or so laps left.
Honestly, I don't think we're gonna make it to the end. Our session's only reaching about 12 minutes, 30 seconds left. So, I'm thinking if I can at least just stay out front, outrun these guys. I don't have that many laps on these tires. I can at least be there at the end.
Perfect. Well, hopefully that works out for you like that. Curious, do you have one more set left in your pits or no?
I do, actually.
You do. Do you think most drivers do as well, or do you think everyone's kind of riding on their last set right now?
I think it's probably about half and half.
Half and half. All right. Well, things might start to get interesting. Heard that there's only about 12 minutes left. I will keep that in mind. And best of luck to you the rest of the race. Real quick, is there anyone that might be watching the stream or watching the replay a little later you want to give a shout out to?
I don't think I got anybody I know who might be watching. Maybe my folks later.
All right. Well, shout out to Corey Cook's folks. And Corey, best of luck to you the rest of the race. I'm going to go ahead and drag you back down to your channel.
10-4, thank you.
Where was he at? I think he was there. And that was Corey Cook, currently the leader in the 61 machine. Could get interesting if we don't end up getting another 30 laps in. We've only got another 12 minutes left apparently in the session, probably closer to 10 minutes now. So Corey Cook, currently in 34th overall in the point standings, might luck out and catch a first place, even though there's not a whole 166 laps ran. Not quite sure how the league will handle that, but could be interesting. As you know, we've got 14 the Jade Bell car currently starting in front of Corey Cook. His car is all types of beat up, and we've seen him in a couple accidents, so it might get interesting for the beginning of the pack. Marvin Turnmeyer Jr. currently in second place. We saw him get into the wall a couple times earlier. Curtis Granger finally working his way back up. He is currently in third place, that 77 Blockbuster car. Been taking it slow and trying to get a bit of work done each caution, and looks like that might pay off for him. Curious how many tires he has left if we do go this whole 30 laps. '93 car there beside Curtis Granger. Jason Gardner. Currently showing him 5 laps down in the 22nd position. The 21 car of Eric Mickey currently in 4th. We saw him leading for quite some time. He's currently 2nd overall in points. 46 laps led here. That very well may be our laps led leader. 38 machine of Davey Hendricks still getting some work done there. Finally heading off of pit road. We currently are showing him on the lead lap, but 14th position. He's led 45 laps. So by the end of it, it could be anybody with the laps led leader. But Eric Mickey has the opportunity to take it away from the 38 car. 134 laps in the books. Currently have about 33 laps left to go here at race 2 of the 1987 Slide Jawb Thunder Race League. Let's go ahead and join Corey Cook in the cockpit and watch the lights go off on the pace car. They are off. We're going to be coming out of turn 2 here, so we're getting ready to go green in just a second. Got lots of lap down traffic there surrounding the 61 of Corey Cook. That is the 07 machine of John Martin, the 2 machine of Caden Atkins, who was our Daytona winner last week, as well as the 14 of Jade Bell. Turnmeyer Jr. in second, Curtis Granger in third, Mickey fourth, Joey Marquardt in fifth, J.W. Miller in sixth, and the 3 machine of Brandon Holycross is going to be in 7th position. See how things shake out here with about 8 or so minutes apparently left in the session as the pace car is off. And it looks like Jade Bell hits the gas, hammers it. And 61, Corey Cook gets a pretty good jump. Looks like there's already a second and a half between him and Turnmeyer. As we are green with about 30 laps to go. Corey Cook is able to get past that lap down traffic, but he's currently right next to Jade Bell on the inside line. I thought I heard, oh, I do hear, that's not Caden Atkins. Who is that? Another blue car. That looks like Joey Marquardt, actually. Where is he at? 29. That is the 29 of Joey Marquardt. Let's go ahead and back it up a little bit, see exactly what happened. This looks like Shane Minish and J.W. Miller might have been involved. Let's go ahead and take it slow. We've got Shane Minish on the inside below the apron there. That doesn't seem to be the issue. It looks like 29 just kind of lost it on his own accord. Didn't lift early enough. Shane Minish gives him a little push there, and 29 gets sideways again. Luckily, he's able to get down, and everyone else avoids him. That's going to cost him a couple positions, though. Currently showing him in 15th. Let's go ahead and take it live and check out the car of Shane Minish. Got a little bit of damage there now on that right front. Not entirely sure what happened to Marquardt there. He just kind of lost it all on his own. And that's going to cost us another couple of minutes. So Oh, wow, Corey Cook. Got caught up in that as well at some point. What happened there? Or is he just taking tires? I didn't think that he got into any accident. But I'm showing a lot of damage there for him. He definitely got caught up something somewhere. That's where it happened. Nope, that doesn't look like that was all the damage. That might have been all the damage. Maybe he was just jumping in the pits for a set of tires or something. Oh no, wow, looks like he might have blown his engine. Is that what that was? Did he maybe just downshift? That looks like Corey Cook might have blown his engine there. Let's go ahead and bring us live. Look at our new leader, Marvin Turnmeyer Jr., who might just win due to running out of time. And see if we can't get a hold of Corey Cook once more. Corey Cook is actually no longer in Discord. It looks like he might have just rage quit. And you are very welcome, Catfish. It has been a blast. It's a pretty fun league to broadcast. A lot of good drivers here. Really poor turn of events there for Corey Cook. I do not know what happened, but it does appear that he just blew his engine. That's going to leave us Marvin Turnmeyer in 1, Eric Mickey in 2nd, and J.W. Miller in 3rd. That's going to be your leaders. Curtis Granger, the 77 Blockbuster, right in 4th. Brandon Holycross in 3rd. Marquis Smith in 6th. So he might have an opportunity to still finish top 5 here. He's been a lap down. He's been skipping a lot of these pit stops with the rest of the guys. And it's paid off for him. He's managed to work his way back up to 6th. Zach Probst here in the 94 McDonald's machine. Ford Thunderbird currently sitting in 8th position. Davey Hendricks, after getting caught up in a little bit of an accident, is currently in 38th, or in 9th rather, driving the 38 machine. Let's go ahead and join Marvin Turnmeyer Jr. and see the status of our pace car. Looks like we still have lights on the pace car. It's going to be at least another 2 laps to go. Corey Cook has officially withdrawn from the race, currently showing him in 20th position, but Jason Gardner and Bill Dart are still behind him and both active. Josh Kiwis, the 88, he has retired as well at some point. Unfortunate for him, he was in the top 5 pretty much all day. About to be 26 laps to go. However, if I believe it was Corey Cook was right, we've only got another couple of minutes left in this session. So Turnmeyer Jr., Eric Mickey, J.W. Miller might be your 1, 2, 3. If we get disconnected randomly from the session, I guess we'll know why. Because 26 laps is still going to take us well over what's allegedly left in the session. Hopefully lights are going to be off on the pace car this time by, and we can get another couple laps of green flag running in. Take a look at the race summary real quick. We have had 43 caution laps, which means we've run 61. Corey Cook, that's what I thought that we saw. We finally have confirmation from Corey Cook His engine blew. What happened there? I saw you got tangled up with the 14 of Jade Bell just a little bit. Was that the cause of your engine blowing, or what? He didn't really claim Corey Cook so much, but they touched a little bit, traded a bit of paint. Wasn't nothing major. I don't think it would have been the cause of his engine blowing, but it happened all of like 20 seconds before his engine blew. So oh no, that's so unfortunate to hear. So sorry to hear that, Corey. Uh, Apparently the 61 of Corey Cook was downshifting in the first to slow up for the pace car and shifted down a bit early and just blew the engine. And this is actually going to be the final lap here. We've got the white flag. Marvin Turnmeyer Jr. is currently your leader. About a second separates him and Eric Mickey, though. I don't know if Mickey's going to have anything to do about it, as it appears that Turnmeyer Jr., Eric Mickey, J.W. Miller is going to be your 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and see if J.W. Miller can at least take the second position away. Curtis Granger and Marquis Smith have a pretty solid battle going on for fourth. Looks like fourth position might be the best battle in the rest of the race. As that is going to be your race. Marvin Turnmeyer Jr. unofficially I'm showing is your leader, followed by Eric Mickey, J.W. Miller, Marquis Smith, Curtis Granger. As we're going to see if Turnmeyer Jr. is able to bust out any donuts here. Curtis Granger goes flying by. And there we go. Oh, we got some celebration there by Turnmeyer. Let's go ahead and take a look at our unofficial standings for round 2 at Charlotte of the 87 Retro Thunder Slide Jawb Race League. Unofficial standings there, we have Marvin Turnmeyer Jr. in first, Eric Mickey in second, J.W. Miller in third, Marquis Smith in fourth, Curtis Granger finished fifth, Brendan Holycross in sixth, Zach Probst in seventh, Davey Hendricks in eighth, Christopher Dean ninth, Joey Marquardt finished in 10th, and that will round out our top 10. Bruce Pearson in 11th, Julio Cesar Campagnani is going to be 12th, Diego Ascenso's right behind him in 13th, Tanner Long finished 14th, Caden Atkins there in 15th, Jade Bell, the 14 car, finished in 16th, Zach Amon 17th, John A. Martin is in 18th, Shane Minish finished 19th, Corey Cook, unfortunately, after blowing his engine there, downshifted, finished all the way down in 20th position, 3 laps behind. Jason Gardner finished 21st. Bill Dart, 22nd. Josh Kiwis in 23rd. Christopher Kiwis, 24th. Dylan Parker finished 25th. Andy Moore in 26th. Joseph Cruz in 27th. Joseph Cruz in 28th. And Clayton Hinshaw is going to round out our drivers that actually raced in 28th position. Let's go ahead and see if we cannot find Marvin Turnmeyer Jr. Get a little winner's interview with him. Do not see Turnmeyer Jr. or Eric Mickey available in the Discord. However, there is a JW Miller who finished 3rd place. Let's go ahead and talk to him real quick. I thought there was. I just dragged him. It looks like he disconnected right as I dragged him. So, no interviews this week from our podium winners. However, that is your top 3. Turnmeyer Jr., Eric Mickey in 2nd, and JW Miller is going to be in 3rd. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Don't forget to hit that follow button on Great Lakes Speed TV, and we hope to see you next Friday at 9 o'clock Eastern for round 3 of the 87 Retro Slide Jawb Race League. Next week we are going to be at Richmond, so it is going to be a pretty nice and tight track. So it's going to be some short track racing, and we'll see you next week, everybody. Have a good night.